folks, welcome back to my channel, Relationship Haven. In today's story, O found out his wife had been cheating on him with a coworker she met at the hospital after he saw a shocking text sent her. Then later got sweet revenge on both his wife and the affair partner. Let's get into the story. Seeking guidance and support, seeking advice. Here's the story. My 44-year-old male wife, a 43-year-old female, has carried out an emotional affair with a coworker and admitted as much. I don't have any direct knowledge of the physical affair. It has been 6 weeks since D-Day 1. They are in the same tier of middle management at a regional hospital. They work closely together along with others from various departments of the hospital. I confronted her after sensing that something was off and noticing a distinct lack of affection or connection in the prior weeks. About us. We are high school sweethearts. We have been together for almost 28 years, married for almost 21. Our anniversary is in early August. We have 2 children, a 13-year-old female and a 10-year-old male. We have had an excellent marriage, best friends, never a complaint or even a thought of infidelity. We did everything together and loved it. Following COVID and dealing with the obvious stresses of the pandemic, being that she works in a hospital, patient safety, her safety, our safety, etc., it has taken a toll on her. She took this promotion about 15 months ago. I suggested and recommended to her that she should apply. She was the best internal candidate by far. Once she took the promotion, the extra work came. I was understanding at first, but at a certain point, I could definitely sense that it was a distraction from us. We'd always spend the time after the kids went to bed watching mindless television, but that soon switched to her doing work. I wouldn't have been upset had it not been for the fact that it was always during our time. Some months ago, things were turning around at her work, fully staffed, projects in good flow to a point where she was kicking ass. I recognized this and complimented her on this every chance I could. I could sense something was off though when she was too busy to schedule our summer vacation. Which further, she was always talking about the affair partner. Initially, I thought nothing of it. Exception in a way, she was making light of a situation in a difficult marriage and contemplated divorce with other betrayed spouses, as ours was so strong. But just a little while later, she disclosed that the affair partner was also pursuing another single mother coworker, also in the same tier of management. That didn't pan out. On May 2nd, all talk of the affair partner ceased. This is when things started to feel different. I took notice. 6 weeks ago, I saw over her shoulder while golfing a message from the affair partner. That was odd. Sure, I confronted her about it, explained the dreams and nightmares that I was having that she was having an affair. I broke down hard. She consoled me and assured me that nothing was happening. The next morning, I confronted her about her affair partner again. I brought up the text messages again, and she said that she couldn't show me any, that she had deleted them. She explained that she knew I would be upset as she was discussing our marriage, and her frustrations with me being upset about the extra workload. She couldn't explain what had happened or was happening. We went our separate ways that morning. She said she was writing down her thoughts. Today, July 15th, I looked through the cell phone bill. It's on the same morning that she claimed to be alone, writing down her thoughts. She had a 36-minute phone call with him. Since then, it's been trickle truths, layers after layers revealed about her true feelings and evidently some lies. For a while, I was getting past the emotional affair. We were having decent conversations. However, after initiating marriage counseling and having 2 sessions, we determined that she needed time and space to determine why she felt like she needed her independence at this time in her life. She feels alive with the quality and quantity of work, and she knows she is excelling. She doesn't feel connected to me at home. Monday after work, she told me that she loved me, but wasn't in love with me anymore, and that she is going to explore this in individual counseling. She had 1 individual counseling session already this week, and following that appointment, she said that the therapist stated that people can fall out of love, and that she needed to validate her feelings. His wayward wife validated in session and tearfully admitted again that she is not in love with me anymore. She said that she needs more time. She doesn't know how reconciliation would work. She also doesn't know how divorce would work either. We are comfortable in our small town. Nice house, 2 great jobs, good support systems. But she only has her dad, who has advanced onset of Alzheimer's, and I only have my mom. Such no barriers comever an inextricable bond of trauma. I love her dad and know what hell it is going to be caring for him. My mom knows wayward wife only as her 4th child, as our families were very close through the years. MP's siblings and their families love her. Since Monday's bomb, I've been 180ing and grey rocking to decent effect. She still says good night and goodbye, which I acknowledge, but don't reciprocate directly. No, I love yous. She's been sleeping in the basement since Monday. I know she's crying herself to sleep. I separate myself and read on the porch in the evenings before retiring to bed. The kids are picking up on the signals too. I start individual counseling in 10 days or so. I need advice. Should I share the screenshot with timestamp of the I'm writing down my thoughts on June 4th, as well as the cell phone record that shows the call, timestamp, and duration? I don't know how it will damage my 180 grey rock work. If I should wait, I need to know why I should hide this information, and for how long, or wait until the next. Or wait until the next confrontation, not initiated by me. Dixwood Orchid Andersmore, was the call on day a cover your ass call, a breakup call, or a let's change how we communicate call? I don't know what I'd do with the information, but I've been considering divorce in light of this new information today. Thank you for reading this far. I found this sub this week and have been reading since Monday night. I'm sorry to all of the other betrayed spouses here, and I'm grateful to know that I'm not alone. And I hope that you know that you're not alone either. It's been hell. Let's see what the comments had to say about this situation. Carp Grinder starts us off. Don't wait to get in touch with a divorce attorney. You need to know what steps you should start taking to protect yourself and your children, even if you decide to reconcile. In other words, no. She's already chosen not to reconcile, but she doesn't want to admit it. Just hang in there with the gray rock. You can and will, be happy again. The Fixer 100 456 says of the 180s is a good start, but it isn't enough to break her out of the fog. She wants to see if things will work out with the affair partner before making a decision. She believes that you will wait for her during this time. This went further than you think, as she deleted those texts. Other proof if it matters in your jurisdiction. See a divorce attorney and serve her papers. You can always pull them back if you choose to reconcile. Sending strength during this crappy time for you. Now let's take a look at the update post-op made to see how we handle the situation. Update. First, thank you to everyone who replied and gave me advice or recommendations. Everyone's support via reply or DM has been helpful. Here's an update. Friday came and went without any conversation. She wept herself to sleep, and I was somehow able to get a few hours of sleep in the meantime. Saturday morning was tense. At some point we were in the bedroom together, getting ready for the day, and out of nowhere she said, "I know we need to talk. I'm just not sure when is appropriate and how." She came in for a hug, the first in about a week. I replied that it was her choice on the conversation and reciprocated the hug. We broke the hug eventually, and no further physical contact ensued. We took a few steps apart, and she started to speak. After a few bullshit sentences, I was sensing it was my time and best opportunity to bring in my evidence about the call to affair partner on the morning of day. I demanded to know what the content of the conversation was. I demanded to know the physical level of their emotional affair. When I brought this all to light, wayward wife had a mini breakdown. She dumped what would end up being half-truths about the situation. It had gotten physical, but only kissing once, nothing else. The call was to discuss what they were both feeling. I was livid. I continued to press. The one kiss turned into 4 times, then to I don't know, I don't keep track of it, finally to multiple times weekly. I asked her if I needed to take any STT tests, to which she was visibly shocked and replied no. I pressed her on this multiple times, and throughout it was always a defiant no. I'm inclined to believe her on this one. I was able to eventually take her phone and to confirm that everything had been deleted. There were no texts, and I checked other apps like Messenger. That was the new channel to communicate, she admitted. We had more conversation and arguments about these new truths, and it was clear in this moment that she had no intention of breaking the affair off and that she was in love, limerence with the affair partner, whether she could answer that or not when I asked. That, during the heat of the moment, I sent a message to the other betrayed spouse and introduced myself along with providing my phone number. She has not contacted me yet. Again, my wife flipped out, not because I sent the message to a stranger, but because I was blowing up the affair partner's bubble too. I told my wife that she was no longer welcome in our house and that she would have to stay at her father's while the kids stay with me. She didn't fight that. She offhandedly said I was kicking her out. I replied that that is what she wanted anyway. This was the beginning of her desired separation, but it was on my terms and my call to make. We told the kids the basics of why she was leaving, but no details about the affair. Our son broke down many times throughout the day once we told them. So sad. I've placed a call to a recommended attorney. It's the weekend, so I don't expect a call until Monday. I will set up a consultation and see where we go from here. My wife has not gotten better at concealing anything. She called rather than FaceTimed or used messenger call, so I have additional records of them being in touch with one another. She also started looking at Zillow listings in our area, as anything she favorites comes to my inbox as well, as we had that sharing set up from our past. I have also spoken to the other betrayed spouse at length this morning. She was blindsided. I provided a timeline that synced with the affair partner's story. I provided the details that also synced up, or they corroborated their stories to hide the sexual stuff. I don't know. The affair partner was also kicked out of his home. His children hate him now. They're much younger than mine. It's all a disaster. I'm not going to inform HR. I don't want to jeopardize the dissolution process and any favorable outcomes for me and the kids by getting her fired. Her mother had a history of deep depression. My wife also has suffered from depression and anxiety over the years. She isn't thinking clearly, but it is too late for that now, I'm afraid. She will only come crawling back once she realizes the affair partner is just as messed up. I'll be okay. I have a great family and support structure in town, a great job, and an amazing boss who is aware of the basics of the issue, as I confided in him Thursday. That will hurt, and they know there will be much more difficult times ahead. But for now, I'll keep up with my running and exercise. Thanks for reading. Thanks again for any insight or further recommendations. I found this article very helpful and the site content was very good too. Here is the URL. But over anyone else in this boat, give it a read. Good luck. Good on you, OP, for taking a stance and kicking her out. If I were you, OP, I would highly recommend telling HR. Their relationship has ultimately destroyed your family as well as the lives of your children. I believe they need to pay for the consequences of their actions. Also, later in the post, it sounded like you were trying to justify why your wife did what she did. The truth is, there is honestly no justification for anyone cheating, regardless of what kind of trauma they went through growing up. Sophistication, I agree with you that she will come crawling back after realizing that both she and her affair partner's wife will be a mess. When she does come crawling back, you know what to do. Stay no contact and continue to have your kids be your main and only focus. Thanks for taking your time to listen to today's story. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as comment on what your thoughts are about today's story. I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening. Take care.